lot of those jobs are?
They're fucking,
surveyors.
Exactly.
And weird fucking government positions that are unnecessary.
That doesn't build anything. That's not what made this country great. Yeah. Bureaucrats, and you're absolutely right.
And it is a form of social welfare, because if you give someone a job and make it so they don't have to find their path, it's like I've always said, the greatest thing that ever happened to me when I was 21 years old, I played the lottery once. I won a free ticket. I played it again. I won nothing. And then I was done. I said, I quit. That's it. Yeah. What if I was 21 and broke and scared and lost and I won the lottery? That would have been the worst curse ever. I would have never found my way in life. No. And if you get some shitty fucking easy government job that you can't get fired from, and then that becomes your life, well, guess what? You're not going to find your place either, man.
No.
You're just going to, it's a form almost of social welfare.
Yeah, it is.
We need less of everything. And that's why a guy like Ron Paul's on the fucking money, man. That bad motherfucker.
I love that guy.
Oh, he's the best. And the other guy, Gary Johnson, the former governor of New Mexico, same thing. Yeah. Stanhope had a great point. He said, I like him. He goes, same sense, less Jesus. But I don't mind Ron Paul's Jesus. I don't mind any of it, because the way he talks is the way, what in my mind is America. What my mind is, there's an ideal.
He believes in personal freedom and responsibility and allowing people to make their own choices.
And makes the call on what is really going on and why we're invested in all these different parts of the world and what we're really doing. He's honest about it. And he's saying this is not what America should be all about. And he says that all the time. This is not what this Constitution was supposed to mean. This is not what our founding fathers wanted. This is this is supposed to be the best example possible of what you can do with a society. This is 2011. We've learned from the Greeks. We've learned from the Romans. We learned from the Nazis. We learned from everybody. We've got it down. But we don't. We don't. And we don't. And it's transparent how we don't. It's all there. Every time, like Obama recently passed some fucking new law about genetically modified food, and it's going to fuck over all these organic farmers, man. And this shit's been going on for a while. Monsanto is involved with a lot of fucking creepy shit, man. And the government is behind all this.
There's a good book, though, about that. And we're, again, when you talk about technology, Monsanto and these other companies that do genetic engineering, the only way we're going to feed the growing population is through genetic engineering.
It's true.
Now, there's a good way to do it. There's a bad way to do it. Obviously, it comes with risks. It also comes with a great deal of promise. But genetic engineering is in all of your future, whether you like it or not.
The real problem
we don't have the soil to farm organically and feed all the people in Africa, for example, and et cetera, et cetera.
Right, but isn't the real, I mean, the real problem is sustainability, but the real problem is also that you get to own that. You own a plant. And Monsanto is inherently, they're trying to, first of all, they tried to patent pigs. Do you know that?
There's going to be a lot of that, and they're going to figure this out in the courts. But the bottom line is this. One of the promises of genetic engineering is that we will maybe never have to use any pesticides. And if you want to talk about agricultural runoff, that's one of the biggest forms of pollutants in all our waterways. So, for example, if you could come up with a kernel of rice, an apple that requires no spraying because in it has genes that are not only incredibly nutritious, but that can ward off any kind of a pest, that's something that is going to be in our future. It doesn't come with risks. Are there problems? Do I feel weird about taking the gene of a jellyfish and putting it into a strawberry because it actually keeps it from freezing so you can ship it farther? Yes. Yes.
This is where Adam Carolla would come in. What we got here, it's going to be great in about 10 years. Right now, you don't want to get in on the ground floor. You don't want to get in here with all this genetic engineering. You want to wait. And that's what he would do.
Oh, by the way, we told him that what you said to him about the improv.
He actually repeated it.
Yeah.
He repeated it to us and said that it was the happiest he'd ever been. Yeah. And you made him so happy. And I concurred. I said, I brought it up. I said, Brian Callen said this, and I think he's absolutely right. He's the best at like tying together these long rants and making them work. If I listen to him, I can get him. I could start doing. I could put Adam Carolla in my act.
Yeah, he's got a one of those things. I think he was kind of that smarty, kind of Norm Macdonald.
He's an interesting guy, man. I really like him.
Smart guy.
He's very smart. He's very smart in a very unique and interesting way.
My buddy boxes
very honest.
Says that he's got heavy hands. He says that.
Really?
Yeah, he's a good boxer.
You see the movie The Hammer?
No.
It's all about him being a boxer.
But
Well, I know
he's
you know,
fought in the ring.
Yeah, he's apparently he was a boxing trainer for a long time too. That's how he made a living in Hollywood. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I really like that guy a lot.
He's a great guy.
He's a very unusual thinker and an unabashed gearhead. I love that too.
Oh, is he?
You know, yeah, he loves cars, man. I hate when people pretend. Like I read on some guy's thing, you know, he was shitting on someone for being middle aged and buying a sports car. That it was, you know, such a you know, midlife crisis sort of a thing. And I was like, God, what a silly way to look at that.
I've never made
how come he's not? How come he's not just enjoying a car?
You can never make fun of anybody who's a gearhead because it's a passion. There doesn't have to be anything rational or logical about it. It's a passion.
Some people are born with the wrenching gene.
With the wrenching.
I was forced to have the wrenching gene, and I don't like it. I would rather have somebody else do it.
I have the driving gene, but I want someone who knows what the fuck they're doing to fix my shit.
Right. You have the drive. You've always loved.
I love cars. I'm first of all, I'm a technology fanatic. I'm obsessed with it. I've always been obsessed with any new gadget. I remember the first time I saw Pong. I was obsessed with it. I couldn't believe that someone had figured out a way to make this move something on the TV.
Yeah, you were one of the first people I ever met who like had email and stuff. Like I was like,
oh yeah,
what's this email thing?
I had a computer in '94, and I didn't send an email to anybody till like '98. Nobody had fucking email, man.
Nobody.
I never got. Now I hardly ever talk to any of my friends. Like me, Pat and Oswald and I have been going back and forth on Twitter. I'm supposed to call him, but I'm like, God, I actually have to call somebody and make a call. It's like you can go back and forth.
Talk about a funny dude. Pat
I love his
Oswald.
writing. He's one of my favorite guys as far as like taking a premise and just beating the shit out of it and going in all sorts of weird ways with it. He's a really interesting guy. I like him a lot.
He was a writer on Mad TV when I first started.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was part of the original cast. You know, he was there. And
I enjoy his CDs. I think he's my favorite guy to listen to.
I would come in and
CD.
he'd have sketch ideas on the wall, and one was just explosive diarrhea, and then the other was feeling kind of rapey.
We were when we were doing Mad